Her voice is quite loud.
So I'd like to call the Dover Select, excuse me, Dover Select Board meeting to order tonight on Tuesday, October 3rd, 2023 at 6:30 p.m. First order of business is public comments. Yes, Sergeant Arbogast.
I just had a quick update on the body worn cameras. I was able to work out the 10 years even payments with our rep, so it's $7,920 per year for 10 years.
Very good.
And that represents a savings over the 5-year plan of?
At least 15,000 over 10 years, probably more because I'm sure the price will go up
I'm
after
sure it
that
will.
5 years.
Good.
So
So that's all set
So that's a locked in price.
for
Correct.
10 years.
Mike did good.
Any other comments?
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, sorry. I attended town fair last week and there's some minutes from sessions on a short-term rental program. On community-driven economic development and on First Amendment and public speech, public employee speech. So I have notes from those if anybody has any interest in any of them.
And you sent them to the select.
And I sent them all to the selected members, but if anybody from the public would like to see them, I'm happy to share them.
Well, thank you for doing that, Sarah. I'm glad you went. Anything else? I have one announcement. The select board's kind of shaken up a couple of the liaison assignments. And going forward, Joe Mahan will be the library liaison. And Scott Salway will be the liaison with the assessor's office. So those changes are effective.
Immediately.
Yeah, immediately. Yeah,
So
the assessor's office.
Admin, no,
No, the assessor's office,
just the office.
just the assessor.
So Joe.
Joe will
as the
continue in with the rest of the admin.
you don't get to lose me yesterday. So.
admin. No,
Well, plus heading into this reappraisal, well, I'm sure there'll be plenty of things for Scott to listen to and ask and things like that.
It'll be a very busy department.
Okay, no other comments? Next, we have new business review 2024 health insurance rates. Wow. Wow.
Big one.
So I'm so confused. The Green Mountain Care Board allows Blue Cross Blue Shield and MVP to get enormous increases, and then they don't allow UVM Medical Center to pass along increases. So I'm very confused by how this all works. It seems unbelievable. So who's getting the extra money from all the insurance? The insurance companies. I mean, it's crazy. You guys were aware that they turned down UVM Medical for their requested increases by,
I wasn't aware.
yeah, they gave them a very small increase. You probably know exactly how much lower it
I do not know.
it's like 3 and they'd asked for 10 and but then they pass along these enormous increases to everybody else. So I thought that was interesting.
Yeah, we're kind of stuck.
You to speak?
We're stuck in between universal healthcare and something else. A lot of systems that are for one thing, and not a lot of leadership.
And our rates are going up a lot. And the HRA, is that contribution higher too again this year?
Slightly. It will go from, right now it's 80-50 for singles and 18,000 for all others. So it would, given these rates, it would go to 9,300 for singles and 18,600 for all others. Sorry. And ours, the silver plan did go up 14.19% over last year. However, I know it seems exorbitant, but we keep in mind, over the last 3 years, it's been a very minimal increase since COVID.
We did have a year of the decrease as well.
Yes, so.
But then it went right back up last year, basically, and now here we go again.
So, yes, and there have been some fluctuations with employees. Some leaving and those new ones coming on have not taken the same, don't have the same rate or same plan. So there's been some changes that way. I also haven't figured in yet a new transfer station employee or the new library director, because I don't know what they're choosing, or what type of plan they will be eligible for.
So there has been a resignation from the library.
There's been what?
And a resignation at the library. Bodil has resigned. So,
Okay, well, that's news to me, so.
but they probably will.
Well.
Well, that's very good for.
Right.
Plan, but. If they're giving another, I guess it would depend whether they're gonna replace her as well, but
Probably,
in any case.
okay.
So overall, the increase. Again, it's not factoring in those two positions, but it's about almost a $5,000 monthly increase. Staying with the silver plan that we have had for years. The out-of-pocket max went up about $200 from $9,100 to $9,300, and the prescription out-of-pocket max went from $1,400 to $1,500. So basically just want to give you the numbers so you can mull them over. Open enrollment doesn't begin until November 1st. But it would be good to have this December 1st just to get everything in place early in the year.
I understand. It's a little,
Questions or anything they want to know?
it kind of takes my breath away. I just kind of want to digest the whole thing because it's just the way it's going is ridiculous. So, we will be revisiting it, I'm sure. Anybody else have any other comments?
I just think when I don't know how we really necessarily approach this, but like when you look at those premiums and how much we're paying. I know everyone that we employ appreciates them and everything, but if we're having trouble hiring people or whatever position. Knowing how much that's going towards a premium that they're never gonna have to pay. I don't know how we incorporate
I
that,
don't know if
but
I'd never say never. You just never know, right?
you're right, at this point,
Right.
do not have to pay. Or maybe we have to reevaluate that.
So, everybody. Take a look and, and we got the NVC rates as well, so.
Right. Comparison, which there's one up as well.
Yeah.
Not quite as much as we thought, but.
Yeah.
It's just a thing not. And also I just wanted to relate to with the HRA funding. So far, there's 24 employees that were on the plan right now. 5 of them have between 16,000 and 18,000, which is the max for the HRA still in their accounts. 5 have between 11,000 and 15,000. There's only 5 that have less than 5,000 still in there.
So we're having a good experience ratio so far. That's
Yes.
what I'm saying.
Yes. So we have healthy employees. Except for it.
That's true. Well, thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you for putting this together for us, Jim. We appreciate it. Any other comments on health insurance? Okay, we are going to consider setting some budget meeting dates.
Yes, I just thought we could get started on that. I know it seems like it's far away, but it's really not. Last year, we started with department heads. The first meeting was November 30th. And then we went into December on the capital plans. And then early January, we approved the budget January 17th, which I think was a little on the late side, just because of the town report, etc. But last year we done Wednesdays and Thursdays at 1 o'clock. for you guys, so if you wanna think that over and come back for the next meeting, you can do that too.
I definitely think that we should at least, go. The last week of November for a meeting, it'd be probably, maybe the middle of November would be a good. First meeting with department heads.
Well, Thanksgiving's the 23rd.
Yeah, I know, so I was thinking the week before that,
Okay.
Sounds good.
like the 15th. In the afternoon, Wednesday,
Mhm.
what time can people get together then? 1, 2,
Yes.
1, okay, so Wednesday the 15th at 1 o'clock here. The department heads,
And I do budgets, right?
Say 1?
1 p.m.
Yes.
yes, sir.
Name's Renee, my parents officer. Anyway, is there, Jeanette, I can't remember, is that something you or Marco sends out, and can we get that sometime soon? You know, what
Yes.
last year's actual was and how they set that whole format up? We can get that soon.
Yes, I think we can send the last year's budget out too, but I just remembered that Marco is not available until at least the third week of November.
Which is Thanksgiving week,
Yes.
so
We do have to go.
to the 29th, the 29th.
Well, we, I mean, not change the date, do we need him for the first one?
Jeanette,
Jeanette has the spreadsheet. Or not?
he's the one who's always plugging things, we don't really have. Yeah.
Hmm.
I would prefer to do them more, but.
I can't do it during Thanksgiving week,
No, I wouldn't do it.
I can do it,
Thanksgiving.
Week of the 23rd,
can we go
20th.
the first week of November, I don't know.
When Marco's out,
He's
from then to when?
out.
When he gets this time.
That's usually recorded, yes,
So the 8th?
Yes, so we're gonna be out the week before, that, yeah, at least a week, if not more, so.
so we're down to doing it either the 8th or the 29th, probably. And so. But won't Marco be back the last week of November?
Yes, the last week. of
Yes, so then we should,
Back.
okay, so let's do it the 29th. And we'll just have to schedule a lot of meetings in December. Smile. Same time, 1 o'clock? Okay, thank you. Anything else on budget, and you'll get that out to all the department heads? Yes, Jeff.
So people know they're more than welcome to go to our budget meeting with the public. You can have public at the meetings
Public at the public meeting for the
for the
budget.
budget.
Yes,
So
absolutely.
anyone that has questions about the budget for town meeting, that would be the time to really ask it.
Thank you, Joe.
Thank you.
All right, now we're gonna have an update from the BDCC.
Good evening, everybody. First civilian with my BDCC hat on. And I have my colleague, Amir Saman here with me, who will also be updating you on a number of the programs that we have going on at BDCC. We will not take up a lot of your time. We're happy to stay as long as you want to answer questions. You do have the letter. I will note Dover has been, along with Wilmington, Bellows Falls and Brattleboro, has been a steady and consistent, the Dover voters, investor in this regional strategies and helping us build a number of tools to try and have some effect on some of the more pernicious problems that we have here, notably workforce, which Amir will talk a bit about. I would note this year we will be redoing our SEDS, which is a comprehensive economic development strategy, 5-year plan, and that is really it's a public process conducted throughout southern Vermont in the zone, the Wyndham and Bennington counties. We will have a number of public meetings, certainly somewhere in the valley, we had them in Dover or Wilmington. One of the last times. So it's a 5-year plan and we build programs out of that one. A number of highlights from these past years. That the funds that the Dover voters have approved that have been combined with other funds from other voters and other towns. We did do and are continuing to help with flood recovery in some of the more northern towns, helping to inventory and direct resources there. As I said, we'll be doing the comprehensive economic development strategy update this year. Every year we do gathering of SEDS projects and priority projects for inclusion in the SEDS, and those are ranked by a group that is not SEDS or BDCC, and a group that represents the region across Southern Vermont. We have a business technical assistance and lending program for businesses, small businesses, as well as the Wyndham County Economic Development Plan business plan competition. Which just completed, and this really cool dog grooming grooming business in Guilford, which is going gangbusters. Just one, and we'll be expanding their wicked clean grooming. We also run, as I said, a lot of our work has been to address the workforce since 2015. Our initial SEDS, improving the size and quality of the workforce has been a #1 priority, and we're coming at that from a number of different angles, including the Pipelines and Pathways program. That's Christy Beatty, for those of you formerly from Whitingham, working with Wyndham County High School students for career awareness and preparedness opportunities to help every senior graduate with a solid plan for success. The annual reality fair, I don't know if any of you have been asked to participate, it is so cool.
It's a lot of fun.
Yes, yeah, that is coming up another couple of weeks. In addition, working with the Boston Fed and now others, we just have another announcement. We have created this Welcoming Communities program, helping to welcome in a systemic way refugees into our state, welcome BDCC into our region. And I'm here to talk more about those various programs and the work that he is doing with new Americans. We also have the Southern Vermont Young Professionals, which is trying to help connect folks in that 20 to 40 age group to give them resources and peers here, particularly in some of our more rural communities. We have the Community Facilities Technical Assistance Program, which helps qualified applicants, communities, apply for USDA for their facilities. So if you were to go for a USDA loan to improve a community facility, you could also get technical assistance from us to help you with that one process. And then the Southern Vermont Economy Project, I think you probably all have participated in some of that programming. Next Day Off is running that now, holds the annual Southern Vermont Summit, which has been in Dover for a number of years, because we went this year. And as well as a number of technical assistance programs helping our communities and others that have shared problems and develop shared skills or grab onto new opportunities. We just will say with the workforce issues, we just learned, and it's going to be announced this week at our annual meeting, that we were just awarded $1 million grant from Northern Borders Regional Commission to basically take the Pipelines and Pathways for CBD's program and expand it to our all our. So how do we have folks get into emerging and growing fields and move through training assistance that they need, including students, refugees, folks in transition, etc. So more details to come, but I think that investment it's only possible because of the collaboration and consistency throughout the region, trying to develop we've had success in doing. Now I will have Amir, this is his first time at the Dover Select Board, and he'll tell you a bit about his programs, which are pretty cool, actually.
I am, good evening, everybody, thank you for having us here. So my name is Amir Samar, I'm a new Vermonter since January 2022. I came from Afghanistan with a group of people who came to the Brattleboro. So since I had a refugee background, I was hired by BDCC. I joined BDCC in February 2022, like a month after I arrived in Brattleboro. And my role at BDCC is to find jobs for new Vermonters. So new Vermonters, like the rest of us, are coming with a different background, from soldiers to the engineers, from nurses up to the midwives, mechanics. So we have a range of people with different backgrounds from different countries, and mostly in Brattleboro and southern Vermont is mostly the Afghans who came to the area. And my role with the employment thing, or finding jobs, is engaging or connecting clients with workplaces, environments, by doing hosting employer webinars and doing cultural orientation for the employers. And also ensuring mutual clarity and understandings between new Americans, I can say, and employers, ensuring smooth integration into workplaces. That's one of the important things that we are doing as BDCC. And guiding and supporting individuals through their cohort-based training journey. Once the new Vermonters are in the region for a year or so, and they're working on their English language skills, and they're ready for upscaling, we're helping them with these cohort model trainings, or kind of ensuring that they are on their desired pathway. Like we are doing the EC class, early childhood education program, that we are helping new Vermonters who had some backgrounds with the child care places, or they're interested in doing that here, as well as we do have now a group of people who are doing the CDL, commercial driver's license. And again, you used to do that in your home countries, or they're interested to do it here. Or we are also helping nurses, midwives who are here to get those knowledges, or to get those pathways. Assisting newcomers in Vermont to transition from a state of striving to thriving by offering them appropriate employment opportunities, both in terms of financial stability and personal well-being. We believe welcoming communities create inclusive and supportive environments where newcomers and existing residents can thrive together. And to give you some numbers up to this point, as Laura was sharing some of the stories behind the workforce development thing that BDC used to do it since 2013 or 15. And we have actually started that since last year. So we have assisted 77 individuals in securing at least one full-time job. And the numbers that are continuing to grow, because still we are receiving newcomers from different countries. And also assisted over 40 employers in hiring at least one full-time employee from the new Vermonters population. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for coming back.
Welcome.
Thank you, Scott. Do you want to just share out, like, if I'm an employer and I'm looking to, or I have a request, like it's great, CDLs or something like that. Do I reach out to Amir at Sevitz? Do you take requests? Is there?
Exactly, yeah, that would be me, or of course, our team, and there are some other folks who are working at the BDCC. So I don't know if And you guys know about my coworkers, Alex and Jennifer Thompson, who are also in this team helping New Vermonters with those type of services.
Perfect, just give that public service announcement. You need to work right now.
So, and I wanna make sure that we say, in addition to new Vermonters, we are working to bring other folks into this system. So as new Vermonters are coming in, and we are so grateful to have them, you know, these are folks who are new to the country, a lot of stress, so they're acclimating, so, you know, their ability to be here in the valley may be hampered immediately until, you know, this community continues to develop and form more of its supports. We are really happy that people are a lot of times sometimes in places where you are welcoming refugees, it will be a place that is not great for refugees and people to live. And sometimes when you are welcoming refugees, it will be a place that is getting it together and is really showing support. And that seems to be what's happening in southern Vermont. It's really concentrated right now, but it's allowing us to develop these programs which do service and can service all Vermonters and folks here in transition, and our kids coming in through. So it's just really, we're so lucky to have Amir, he was working with refugees in Afghanistan, as it were, and so I'm just very lucky.
Great. Anybody else have any questions?
Thank you.
Or thank you for coming up, and you have to drive home in the dark, but it's too dark too early.
I will just wrap us up though really quickly if I may.
Yes.
So just reminding everyone, we are asking all of our communities to fund 7 BDCC effort at $3 a head. We are very happy to come to town meeting and talk to the voters. In fact, we welcome that. Want to make sure folks know what's going on, how to access these programs. In the past, the select board, I believe, has included this as a separate warrant article as opposed to in the budget. We welcome either. Meg, who is coordinating, will be back in touch.
Great. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Appreciate you guys stopping in. Nice to see you, Amir.
Thank you.
Take care. Okay. Now we are going to go to the unfinished business, the update on Handle Road Trail parking area and the paving certification. So Travis is getting married on Saturday, so he could not make it tonight, which I thought he called me and told me.
It's like 4 days from now.
So he couldn't make it, and Keith Sullivan couldn't make it tonight either. But I did speak to Travis about both of these issues today. The parking lot on Handle Road should be completed by the end of the week, he thought, considering having a really good week of weather. So they've been working on it Monday and today. So they think that he thinks it might be done by the end of the week. The paving certification, Travis is going to finish the certification process on some rainy days here in the fall. He is learning a lot about it. He doesn't feel comfortable taking core samples because the sealing of the cores is going to be very difficult, costly. You have to send the paving samples off for testing to an offsite lab. You have to buy some pretty expensive equipment. However, he at this point feels taking density samples, understanding mixes, which he's understanding more of pavement, and getting certified mix information from the plants will be very valuable. So our paving is all done for the year, and he's going to come to the board with recommendations and concerns. And I think that that's fair. So that's where he is at on those things. So that's what, anybody have any questions about that?
I think that's great.
Yep. All right. So we're gonna go into the Board of Liquor Control.
Make a motion that we go into the Board of Liquor Control.
Somebody second that, please. Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Yeah, first and third outside consumption permits for Mountaineer OPS LLC DBA Mountaineer Inn.
Okay, I make a motion that we approve the first and third. The first and third and outside consumption permits for Mountaineer OPS LLC DBA Mountaineer Inn. First and third class.
Sure.
We're all set with the police department?
Yeah.
I didn't. see
Yeah,
that.
she was giving me that.
I was watching him, as soon as I make the motion, I stare at him.
Who seconded that?
Ah, no, Joe, sorry.
Joe.
Yeah,
You did, right?
I sure did.
Oh,
Second.
All in favor? Aye. Motion to come out of the Board of Liquor Control,
So moved.
second by Scott, all in favor?
Aye.
We have the consent agenda, which are the minutes of September 19th.
A motion to approve the minutes of September 19th, 2023.
Do I have a second? Second. Any discussion, corrections? There was a long lengthy minute taking event.
Excellent job.
I paraphrased.
All in favor? We have the warrants of September 30th for $2,373,664.16, and almost 2 million of that is our state education funds.
Yeah. And
Motion to approve the warrants of September 30th, 2023 for $2,373,664.16. Second.
Any discussion? All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
FYIs, Dover Artisan Market, Fridays from 3 to 7 p.m. Planning Commission meets October 9th at 6:30. Trails and Rec Committee meets October 10th at 6:30. That's just by Zoom now, right? Sarah?
Yes,
Just Zoom,
and planning is to.
just Zoom. Open mic night, October 11th, so you can go to 2 meetings and an open mic night, back to back to back, on October 11th at 6 p.m. We have special meetings of rentals on October 19th at 6:30 at the Town Hall. Who's there? Eric? Did you want to say something?
He just muted himself.
Oh,
I
okay,
thought he was muted.
okay, and we have a special meeting for the ARPA funds, spending of the ARPA funds on October 24th at 6:30 at the Town Hall. So you can also go to 2 more events at the Town Hall.
Oh, and I forgot to say something under public comment.
Okay,
I just wanted to announce that Laura Sevilla, as one of the co-chairs of the Rural Caucus, won the Legislative Service Award at the town fair this year. She was also awarded it last year, so she's one of the few people who doubled up.
anything else? Any liaison reports?
Yes. Candace has tendered her resignation as the admin assistant in the fire department a week ago with a 2-week notice. So Rich has asked that we put the ad for a part-time admin for the fire department in the paper.
Thought we had discussed the
I'm
possibility.
stepping in to help.
Okay,
Yeah, she's just the interim temporary.
Yeah.
Sarah, right.
Sarah.
Sarah,
But-
yeah.
I thought we had talked about it becoming underneath the police department again. No,
We're in transition with the police department.
I get that. But are we hiring,
The,
is that off the table is what I'm asking? The possibility of having that. As a possibility, Sarah speaking and stuff.
my understanding was that the feedback that I got from the police department, and tell me if I'm incorrect, is that as long as the person who's in the admin position is also doing dispatch, that it seemed unlikely that they could also take on the admin for the fire department. But that if dispatch somehow ended up moving to a regional or a larger setting, then that person could be the EMS admin and they would do fire and police. Did I summarize that wrong?
Yeah, I'm trying to remember, I think there was there was talk about it, there was at one point talk about it because Richard had asked me about it. And I think that would have been a problem. And then, yeah, the whole thing with dispatching came up, and then I cannot remember. And I'm gonna go by your memory better than mine, you know, with the whole thing with Richard that I'm thinking about, maybe right now it's better to go with his own part-time admin or not, so that is something that I think we should have that conversation then, Ken.
Yeah, because I think,
sorry, Joe.
So I totally agree that there should be a more of a connection between the police and fire going forward with the new staff member. Yes or no? That make more sense, Mike?
Are you talking about on the dispatch end?
Yeah.
That was not part of our discussion in hiring process.
So, and then she started, did she start?
Yes, yesterday was.
Okay. So Sarah,
one of the things that one of Rich's frustrations is it's very difficult to hire somebody for the limited amount of part-time hours that he needs. It's between, what did he say, 10 to 20 hours a month. So it's very hard to hire somebody for that.
and get them
infrequent-
trained.
And get them trained. And so would be very interested in there being some kind of an agreement or sharing with police. But not sure how we go, maybe we need to sit down and have that conversation.
I think that would be the first step.
Particularly now that you have your new employee
Correct.
just starting and learning.
Yeah,
So Sarah, are you able to give that interim help for the time being?
Sure. There's a certain amount, well, for the immediate need for interim is just someone to take minutes at the officers' meetings. The record keeping and stuff in the past has gotten pushed off for quite a
Right.
while, so if it gets pushed off again, it's not great, but it's not the end of the world. He's also working on teaching some of his new officers some of the procedures for the report updating as well.
That's a good idea.
So some of that's getting done. But I'm happy to meet with Mike and Rich and the new employee. That would be a good conversation to have.
Yes, Jeanette.
The only other thing is the payroll.
How to divide it.
Candace has been doing, so that's.
That looks kind of
not
complicated.
simple.
Yeah, right, yeah. Okay, that's a good point too. Thanks, Jeanette. Any other liaison reports? We need a quick executive session for personnel?
Very quick,
Okay,
so. We'll probably be done before they're all in the cars and drive out. And Jeanette might stay.
so
Very quick.
motion to go into executive session?
Motion to go into executive session at 7:07 PM.
Second by somebody? Scott seconded. All in favor?
That's it?
Aye.
Yeah,
That's
man.
it.
That was a
You
quick,
missed all the fun.
quick file.
Sorry, well, we're waiting for them to vacate.
See you, Brian.
Bye, Brian.
That's just weird.
So, in short, it's just letting.
Recording.
You just died on me.
There's just one? No.
No, we don't send anything. Yes.
So
I think read the other one.
is